Alright, so you want to find a clothing manufacturer who can bring your ideas to life. Some of you guys might already be working with a manufacturer, but maybe they're doing a bad job, it's too expensive, or maybe you got scammed. Or maybe you've never worked with a manufacturer before and you don't even know where to start, you don't know how much to pay, you don't know how to find someone you can trust, how to get samples, what country to manufacture in, and of course, how to not get scammed. Well, in this video, I'll be answering all of your questions and teaching you all of the manufacturing gems that I have learned over the past 3.5 years running my clothing brand. And for those of you guys who don't know me, my name is Evan. I own a brand called Omnee World. I've gotten several thousand pieces manufactured before. I've worked with like 30 plus manufacturers. All right, so first up, the importance of finding a good manufacturer. I've worked with really great manufacturers, and then I've worked with really terrible ones as well. So one of them even cost me $4,000. I literally had the entire bulk order got ruined, and I shipped them to customers because I didn't realize, and that was just $4,000 down the drain pretty much. And that was one of the worst months of my life, but we got through it and learned some pretty valuable lessons from it. But that is why it is so important to find a good manufacturer, because it will save you so much money in the long run. As many of you know, running a clothing brand is very complex. There's like a lot of work to do always, and the last thing you want is to be worrying about your own product. You're probably having enough trouble already just selling the product, so imagine if you sell it and then it's just broken, ripped, damaged, whatever. It's just actually the worst thing ever. And if you guys would rather skip the hassle of finding one yourself and you just want to use one of my manufacturers, I did just release a manufacturing list, and the link is in the description if you want it. But anyways, let's continue to the tutorial. Okay, so the first method I'm going to show you to find your own manufacturer is you're going to go to Alibaba.com. Alibaba is dope as fuck, honestly. I've been using it since I started my brand over 3.5 years ago, and it's just the easiest way to find and communicate with manufacturers, and there's a whole bunch of other reasons that I will explain. But all you need to know is that it's a great method, and here's how to do it. Alright, so I'm just going to look up Alibaba.com, search. Alright, so here we are on Alibaba.com. As you guys can see, I have an account. I have an enterprise account, actually, because I've spent a lot of money on here. This is my primary one I use. There's not some other secret method, I promise you. Okay, so this is the landing page. You'll have two options. You can either do products or manufacturers. Either way works fine. It honestly doesn't really matter. But for the products one, you have this regular search, and then for the manufacturers one, they just added this new AI search feature. So I'll just show you the products one first. All right, so under products, we're just going to search up whatever it is we want. So we'll say men's zip up hoodie. Click search, and then we're going to get a couple of results to pull up. Alright, so now that we're here, we have a bunch of different options, of course, and now we just need to qualify each one to figure out which one is going to be the best. So we have the filters on the left side here, and then we have some tabs up here as well. Alright, so there are 3 filters that I think are a must for every single manufacturer that I work with, and then there's a bunch of other optional filters that I will show you as well. So the first necessary filter that I use is verified manufacturer. So you can click it right here, or you can just do verified supplier here. So basically a verified manufacturer just means that that company has gone through inspections before with Alibaba or through a third-party inspection. And so they've been inspected to make sure that they are legit, they're not scamming people, and they are actually doing what they say they do. So if they are verified, then you know that you can trust them and they are going to be a real manufacturer that makes clothing. And then there's also this verified pro supplier option. So that is going to be the industry leading verified suppliers with 5+ years of experience. So this one, verified supplier, I would definitely check this. This second verified pro, it is not necessary, but I would still recommend to do it anyways, just because, you know, why not? There's a lot of manufacturers on this app. So, all right, so the second thing you definitely need is going to be trade assurance. This is like order insurance, order protection for your bulk orders. So basically, if anything goes wrong, there's any mistakes or any delays, that means that you are able to get a refund for it. All right, so the last filter that I think is a must is going to be the 4.5 and up for store reviews. So like I said, there's a ton of manufacturers on here. There are thousands of manufacturers on here, so why settle for anything less than 4.5 stars? There's plenty of them with 4.5 and up, so I just don't settle for anything less, because we want the best, obviously. I wouldn't select 5 stars though, because as you can see, like there's these 4.9s. You don't want to sort out the 4.9s because there's tons of like really good manufacturers are going to be 4.7, 8, or 9, whereas a lot of the manufacturers with 5 stars are only going to have like 1 review or something. So those are the 3 filters that I would definitely do. Now we have 4 with this verified pro supplier as well. And so let's say that we wanted to do it with the manufacturing method up here instead of going products. So this is the AI search thing. So this, you can just type in more information. So we can say men's full zip hoodie with French terry cotton and custom zippers. And then we can do this AI search. So it's just going to be a little bit more customized. They have this AI doing its thing, and it's just going to search companies based on my requirements, give me some good options. And then I can also ask these follow-ups with them to further narrow it down. But oh shit, look at that. Damn, I've never worked with this manufacturer before. That's one of the things about this app, is they post photos of brands that they've never worked with. And it does not cost that cheap. It's a lot more than that. That's funny though. Anyways, I would probably go with the first method, the products method, just because this AI thing, I don't know, it can be a little confusing, and this is pretty straightforward, so we're just going to do that. Alright, so we have our essential filters on now. Remember, Verified Pro is not essential, but I'd recommend it. Now here are some other filters that you can do. We have these capabilities right here. So they have OEM for well-known brands, ODM service available. Basically, OEM means that they are going to create your design from scratch. ODM means that they create a design and you can customize it. Then they have 3D design capabilities. So if you're doing jewelry, you'd probably want to check this. Quality management certified. This could be beneficial to check. Supplies Fortune 500 companies, if that's matters to you. Full customization, probably going to want to select that one. Most of these are going to offer full customization anyways, but still could be good to check that one. And then sample-based customization. Like, you don't really have to click any of these just because a lot of them are going to do this anyways. But if you want to work with one specifically that like supplies Fortune 500 companies, then go for it. So then you can also choose the region. I would just leave that blank, but then do management certifications. So you can do BSCI or RAP. There's a bunch of other ones. Actually, it looks like there's only 2 right now for some reason, but so these certifications are mostly for like working conditions. So it's just verifies that the company has ethical working conditions. I would probably just leave this blank for now unless there's a really specific one like BSCI that you want to search for, because later on you can just go to their company profile and see what certifications they have, and they might have other management certifications that are not one of these. So next, product certifications, same thing. This one right here is just organic cotton. This one is the global recycled standard, and this is another fabric standard. So this is just like making sure that they are using non-toxic fabrics or organic fabrics. Okay, so now that we have all of our filters selected, all of these manufacturers listed should be qualified and potentially a good match. So now you have a bunch of different options to choose from, but how do you know which one to work with? The first thing that I would recommend to do is look at their reviews. If you see a manufacturer with a lot of reviews, it's easier to know that they're going to be good, whereas a manufacturer with only like 5 reviews is obviously going to be a lot less trustworthy. So for example, this one right here, they have 4.8 out of 5 stars with 357 reviews. So that's really good. This one, again, very good reviews. So these 2 are already very good options. If we keep scrolling down, you can see this one has 80 reviews, 215. This one only has 7. And see, so that's what I was saying, that this is a 5-star company, but they only have 7 reviews. So I would much rather work with the one that has 4.8 and 300 reviews rather than 5 and only 7. Alright, so you guys can see here it says 309 reviews, but this is actually not the total number of reviews that this company has. They probably have a lot more than that. Some of them, it could be accurate, but typically there are way more reviews, and I'll show you guys how to find that. Alright, so this company here, eKing, they got decent examples, and they got pretty solid reviews. So we're going to click on this. This is going to take us to the company profile, tell us some more information. So they're a verified pro. They are ranked #1 most popular in denim shorts, 8 years in business. And then we just got a little bit more information. So now if you see down here and you click on reviews, this is also not going to be the total amount of reviews. So this says 309 reviews, but the Alibaba reviews system only shows reviews for the past 365 days. So if you want to see the total lifetime reviews, you would go up to here, just click on any product. It doesn't matter what product. You want to scroll down until you see this part here. You see product reviews and click store reviews here. So as you guys can see, 4.7 out of 5 stars, but they have over 1,000 5-star reviews. So I definitely recommend to go navigate to this section here so you can see the total number of reviews. Because now we can see they have over 1,000 5-star reviews, they have 34 1-star reviews, and they have 206 reviews with photos and videos. So I would definitely click on the photos and videos part and just look through this and see what people are saying. The photos and videos, you can actually see the products that they made, and it just makes it so much easier to trust that they're going to do some good work for you. So as you can see, if I was interested in making some shorts like this, and I see this customer got some shorts and they look pretty good quality, and then I see that they said it arrived in great condition, quality's amazing, they're very happy, then I would probably say, well, this is a pretty good option for me. Another thing to note with the reviews is that sometimes companies will have fake reviews. They'll just have their employees create profiles and then just give them fake reviews. It's definitely pretty easy to tell when a review is fake because it just sounds too much praise. So just read through the reviews. Obviously, these ones are real people with the photos. So like this dude right here, obviously a real customer. Okay, so the next thing that I would do is click on the company name right here. So this will take you to their profile. So this is their company profile. If you just look around, you can see 15-day for bulk production, 7 days for garment samples, all of this stuff. And they will just tell you some different information, have some photos. I would just look around the website and take a peek, read what they have to offer, take a look at the products and all that stuff. Another thing to note here is that this says 7 days for garment samples, and it also says 15 days for bulk production. So the thing about that is this is one of those things that's pretty misleading on this app. So it is true they will have 7-day samples and 15-day bulk production, but that is for the most simple products possible. So if you're just getting a blank hoodie with your design printed on it, that might take 7 days. But you would notice that when you send them your design and it has like custom embroidery and it's cut and sewn from scratch and it has a washing effect, they're going to say it takes 3 weeks. And you'll be like, what the hell? It says 7 days on your website. But that is for the minimum time, and 15 days for bulk. Again, it's for the simple products. So that would be if you were just getting a screen printed hoodie, no cut and sew, no crazy embroideries, no custom fabric, any of that stuff. So that's just another thing to note. Okay, so like I said, take a peek around their website. Next thing I would do is go to their products page. So you can just search through different categories and see different products they made. And here's another thing that is misleading with a lot of manufacturers. So earlier, we saw my brand's hoodie on one of these manufacturing product pages, and I'd never worked with that manufacturer before, yet they use that photo because it is a photo that's going to get clicks, but they did not actually make it, and that is something that a lot of manufacturers do. So like this t-shirt here, it's pretty unlikely that they made this t-shirt. Like, yes, they can make it, but they probably didn't make it. And most of them will have videos connected, so as you can see, this is a t-shirt that they did make. They did not make this, or at least it's pretty unlikely that they did. However, if you see the videos are pretty much always accurate. This is something that they made. Looks pretty good though. This is something to definitely note because when you're looking to get a product made and you want to see examples of what they've made, so with these camo sweatpants, it's like if you see this design right here and you say, oh, my design looks just like this, like I definitely want this manufacturer to make it because they killed it on this, so they would do good on my design too. But then you see the video and you see this. Okay, so this, this is definitely not them. Like they just took this video off some random dude's TikTok. So they didn't even make these pants. There's no way. And most manufacturers will do this. They just use good photos that people will click on And the only way that I've really found out to tell if a manufacturer actually made something or not is going to be clicking on the product page and watching the actual video of it. This might be the photo, and then they have an actual video of this sweater. And if that's the case, it's pretty likely that they did make it. I'm just saying this because you will probably go on this app and you'll see a brand that you know, like you might see a Hellstar hoodie right here and say, oh shit, that's Hellstar's manufacturer. It's very likely not. Anyways, to see more products that the company actually has made before, click on profile, and if you go all the way down, just keep scrolling down. Here's the certifications, by the way. So as you can see, they got the organic cotton, this Oeco-Tex fabric standard, and then GRS. So these are also very good to look for. It's definitely something that I look for, just so I know that they're ethical and they're using high quality fabrics that are good for the planet. But anyways, keep scrolling down. Also see their minimum order quantity here. And then if we go down to video tips here, so all manufacturers, pretty much all manufacturers will post videos. So this, again, you have to kind of look past the videos and see if it's stuff that they actually made before or not, because sometimes manufacturers will just post videos that other people made. So for example, here we see this mannequin and we see like this background setup and everything. If we see in all these other videos, it's the same backdrop, same mannequin, we can be pretty damn sure that this is stuff that the manufacturer actually made. So I would just look through here and see like, okay, all of these ones with the mannequin, again, all of these are the same backdrop, same mannequin. I can trust that they actually made these pieces here. Whereas a lot of manufacturers will post videos and it just, you can't actually tell if they made it or not. So it's definitely good to go to the video tips section and just kind of do some inspecting to see what stuff that they actually made. But yeah, as you guys can see, this is a pretty solid manufacturer. They check all the boxes. They have good examples, and they have real videos of the mannequins. So this is a pretty trustworthy manufacturer, I would say. Another thing is that manufacturers on Alibaba are pretty much always going on live streams. So here they also have the live streams that you can watch, and they'll pretty much just show off products that they've made. And that's another way that you can see products that they've actually made and build some trust with the company. But anyways, so now that we have looked through this company's profile, they look pretty solid. They got good examples. They have great reviews. The next step to take is you're going to want to click chat now and send them your tech pack. Going to have to hide this section here. Sorry guys, can't give away all my manufacturers for free. Alright, so we're going to send them our tech pack, our design, and I would send it to at least 5 to 10 different manufacturers. That way you can find the best price and the best speed and all of that stuff. So basically what I will do every time is I create a custom template that I can just copy and paste and send to all of them, so I don't have to constantly be typing new things. So here is what that template would look like. I would say, hey, I'm very interested in working together. I saw that your company has very good products and good reviews. So I'd say, here's my design. Could you please let me know the following information? You're going to click Shift Enter to go another line down if you want to separate it. So there's 4 questions that I ask every manufacturer before working with them. And so the first one is bulk price for X amount of pieces. I would recommend to start with 50 pieces or 100. So we're going to say bulk price for 100 pieces. Next is going to be cost for sample. Third one is going to be bulk lead time. This just means how long it's going to take to make the bulk order. And then number 4 is going to be sample lead time. Alright, so I just sent them one of my designs. Then I'll just say, let me know if you have any questions. Looking forward to your response. And then I would send that. And I would repeat this exact same thing with at least 5 more manufacturers, but probably more like 10. What I would do though, instead of going to every profile and checking them out and then clicking chat now that way, I would go to this main page here and click chat now off of this. That way you can just do it so much faster, and you're going to be able to send that template and tech pack to way more manufacturers. And since we have the filters selected, we already know that all of these manufacturers here are going to be potentially good connections. So I can see this one here, 4.7 out of 5 stars with 800 reviews. Like, come on, that's fire. So I'm going to say chat now, and it's going to bring up this little messenger page over here when my computer loads. Oh wait, my computer has been glitching recently. Normally it would, but my computer's been fucking glitching. Well, normally I would click chat now. This little messenger would pop up, but it's not working for some reason. But if I click on this thing again, I can just click this little messenger button here if it's not working for some reason. So then here I would literally just copy and paste that same template that I have and send this along with my photo again. So like I said, I would message at least 5 to 10 manufacturers sometimes when I'm feeling crazy and I just want to get the best price possible. For example, with the heavy denim cargos that I manufactured recently, I literally messaged over 50 different manufacturers just to find that best price, and because it was a really complex piece, I wanted to find a manufacturer that was going to be able to make it and make it for a good price and quick enough. I literally messaged like over 50 manufacturers. I think 50 is a little overkill. You should be fine with 5 to 10, but definitely do at least 5. So once you send your tech pack to 5 to 10 manufacturers, I would just wait for them to respond and then see which one can offer you the best price, which one has the best examples, which one has the best speed, which one has the cheapest sample, all of that stuff. But something to be cautious of is that the lowest price is not always going to be the best option. So as most of you probably know, the more you pay for something, more than likely the higher quality is going to be. So if you are getting quotes for your zip-up hoodie and it's $30 from one manufacturer, but only $20 from another manufacturer, it's more than likely that the $30 manufacturer is going to be higher quality. It's also possible that they're just taxing you because whatever reason, but most of the time it's going to be quality. So if anything, if any prices seem way too low to you, I would avoid it because that probably means it's pretty not, that probably just means it's not great quality. And of course, you should want the highest quality. I would hope so. I would hope nobody is watching this video trying to create a fast fashion brand with cheap materials. If you are, then that's just mid. Okay, so the last step. Now that you have messaged these manufacturers, do not forget to negotiate with them. So compare the prices from each of them. You should probably have a range. You know, if it's a zip-up hoodie, maybe the range is around $20 up to $35. And then you might have a couple who quoted you like 40 or even 50, or you might have had people quote you only $15. So you'll probably weed those people out, and then you have maybe 5 options left out of your initial 10 that you are going to choose from. So from there, you know, continue to look around at their profiles, look at the examples they've made. Honestly, just go with your gut, whichever one feels the best, whichever one has the best communication, all that stuff. But let's say they quoted you $27 for your hoodie. Before placing an order with them, I would say, hey, this other manufacturer gave me a price quote for $24 a piece. I really want to work with you guys, but is there any way you could match the price or go lower? A lot of manufacturers are going to be able to go down at least by like $1, maybe $2. Definitely depends. Some of them are going to stick with their original price, but it's definitely worth a shot. Doesn't hurt to ask. And don't forget to tell them that you are looking for a long-term manufacturing partner. So if they get your business this time, they will get your business for life. All right, so here's some more answers to some more questions that you might have. So first of all, how to not get scammed. If you are working with one of the verified manufacturers on Alibaba, you are not going to get scammed. And if you do get scammed, then you have trade assurance. So like I said earlier, trade assurance is like order protection. It is like insurance for your order. So let's say you place a bulk order, costs you $4,000, and when all of your hoodies arrive, they come and the print is missing. So you got a front and a back print. Front print's there, back print's missing. So obviously you're going to be pretty pissed about this, and you are going to tell your manufacturer like, yo, what the hell? Back print's gone. What happened? I want a refund. Hopefully your manufacturer will just be willing to compensate you for the errors. They should be willing to do that. that's, again, you can tell them that you're looking for a long-term connection. They can fix this for you, that they'll have your business again. But if they don't, you're going to find somebody else. But let's say your manufacturer does not want to cooperate with you and they don't want to give you a refund. What you can do, because you've got the trade assurance, you also have to pay through Alibaba, by the way. It's what I've done every single time. Works perfectly. You can file for a refund through Alibaba. So this is not through the manufacturer at all. This is through Alibaba, which means that you will present them the information, say they messed up the entire order. It's missing a print that they said would be in there per our contract, and it's not there. So I want a refund for it. And then you could get your refund because they would see that and say, well, you told them it was going to be a front back print, no back print. So then, they're not obviously going to refund you the entire cost of the order because there's still a lot of value in those hoodies. And obviously it varies a lot per different scenario. But the point is that you have that trade assurance. So you are never going to just fully get scammed by any of these verified manufacturers. The worst thing that could happen is that they mess up on your order and then you get a partial refund for it. All right, so Pakistan versus China manufacturers. It's probably the two biggest ones that I've seen in the underground streetwear space. Just clothing brand startups, Pakistan or China manufacturers. So the ones that I was showing you on Alibaba, and pretty much all of the manufacturers on that platform are going to be in China. There are manufacturers from a lot of different countries on there, but overall it's mostly China. And generally speaking, from what I've heard, China is a lot higher quality than Pakistan. Obviously it depends per manufacturer, but in general terms, from what I've personally heard from other brand owners or seen in videos, stuff like that, I would definitely go with a Chinese manufacturer over Pakistan. The benefit to working with a manufacturer from Pakistan is that generally they're going to have very low minimum order quantities or no minimum order quantities at all. And then they're also going to have cheaper prices. But again, with cheaper prices comes lower quality. So I would just recommend to go with one of the manufacturers from China, like with this method I just taught you. Because, yeah, I've just heard from a lot of brand owners before, not so great stories from working with Pakistan manufacturers, like fully getting scammed. Their entire order never shipped, and they don't have that trade assurance like you do on Alibaba, so you're kind of just screwed unless you paid with like PayPal or something. But not having that trade assurance definitely would be an L. So next one, minimum order quantities. Generally speaking, most manufacturers are going to have a 50-piece minimum order quantity, either 50 to 100 pieces minimum. A lot of them are also going to be on the higher side though. Some of them are 300 pieces, 500 pieces, but it's pretty easy to find one that will do 50 pieces. And if you are just starting out, it's your first time manufacturing, I would definitely recommend to do 50 pieces. Do 100 if you are feeling crazy and you're really committed to it. But I would definitely start small, and yeah, most of them are going to be a 50-piece minimum. If you are working with a manufacturer in Pakistan, you could get down to 30 pieces, even 10 pieces. But like I said, I would not recommend it. So another thing that I feel like I should mention, because I've heard people say to me before, they'll come up to me and say like, oh, where do you manufacture? And I'm like, oh, in China. And they're like, oh, nice, like in a sweatshop. And I'm like, okay, fuck you, first of all. And second of all, you're an idiot. Of course, most of the time they're joking, but I feel like I need to say this anyways, just because I know that that's something that a lot of people think. They think that everything made in China is made in a sweatshop by some 7-year-old kid, and that is terrible quality. But that is just very far from the truth. So here's the thing. Are there sweatshops in China? Yes. Do cheap products come out of China? Yes. But guess what? That's true for many countries. That's true for like any manufacturing country, including the US. Fashion Nova got busted for having a sweatshop in Los Angeles. So sweatshops do exist worldwide. That is a harsh truth of manufacturing. But that doesn't mean that every manufacturer is abusing their workers or using child labor. And so basically the way that I have taught you to find a manufacturer, you would not be working with any unethical factories because they have that verification, which means that they have been certified to have ethical working conditions up to code, up to the standards. So that's another reason why I like Alibaba, is because you can find manufacturers that have that verification, so you know that they are ethical and they're following regulations and all the laws and all that shit. It's also just disrespectful to say that everything made in China is bad quality, because there's so much high quality stuff that comes from China, and they're literally the world's leading manufacturer. And they have a much higher manufacturing capacity, so that means that they can manufacture a lot more things for a much lower price. All right, so the next one, tech packs. If you don't know how to create a tech pack, I'm making a video on it right now. It will be the next video out after this one, within the next week. And it's definitely a skill that I think you should learn, unless you just want to pay somebody else to do it. But they can be pretty expensive because they are technical. So they're not easy to make. I mean, they actually are kind of easy to make. They just take a little bit of time to create. Tech packs aren't even entirely necessary. Like, I definitely would recommend to send a tech pack because it's going to lower the amount of errors that you're going to have in your production. So in the beginning, when I first started, I didn't send my manufacturer tech packs. I would just send them a mock-up of my design and just say, yo, can you guys make this and make it this way? And that, it worked, but they made a lot of mistakes because there was so much information that I left out, and just any information that you do not include in your tech pack and send to them, you're just leaving it up to chance for the way that the manufacturer is going to create it. So let's say you didn't send them custom measurements. You can tell them use standard measurements, but the standard measurements might not be the same standard measurements that you're thinking of. Basically, you just want to provide them with as many details as possible. My tech packs have like every detail down to the T, every single detail that I can think of, so that there's no room for error. And if they do make an error, then I can say, yo, see this in the tech pack? You guys messed it up, so what are you going to do about it? It's like, give me my money back, bitch. Another thing you probably wouldn't know is that you don't have to pay for the bulk price 100% upfront. So I've never paid for a bulk entirely upfront. I always pay a deposit before, and then you pay the remaining deposit and the shipping right before they ship it out to you. So let's say I place an order for 100 hoodies and it costs me $3,000. To have them start production, I would send them $1,500. Then 30 days later, when the production is finished and they're ready to ship the hoodies out to me, I would pay them the remaining $1,500 plus $500 for shipping, whatever the shipping cost is. And so that would be 50% payment terms. But a lot of manufacturers will also do 30% payment terms. So if the bulk was $3,000, I would only have to pay them about $1,000 to start the bulk order. And this can be very helpful. Obviously, if you only have $1,000, but you want to get that bulk order, and maybe you're working a job, saving up money, so you can get that bulk started, and then you keep working, and then you can pay off the entire bulk once it's finished a month later. Okay, so the next thing is overseas shipping. Some information on that. The shipping cost when you're ordering from China, it's going to be a lot of money. It's probably going to be about 15 to 30% of your entire order. So using that example from just now, if I spent $3,000 on 100 hoodies, let's say I used some pretty heavy fabrics, some 500 GSM French terry, that's going to be a 2-pound plus hoodie. So 2 pounds times 100, it's 200 pounds right there, hoodies, plus the boxes weight. Basically, it's going to be heavy, and there's going to be several boxes, each of them 20 to 25 pounds. The cost is going to be pretty expensive shipping that all the way from China to the US or wherever you are, assuming that you are not in China. If you're in China, then you're hyped because it'll be way cheaper. So the prices that I've paid in the past, so for 50 hoodies, $1,500, 1,000 do $1,500 for 50 hoodies about. So let's say that cost me $1,500. The shipping for 50 hoodies would probably be about $500 shipped express by air. So it'd be express shipping, so it would only take like 5 to 7 days to get to me, which is very quick, but it's super expensive. If I got 100 hoodies made, that would probably cost me around $2,500, and then the shipping would probably be close to $1,000 for all of those hoodies. Actually, with the recent prices that I've been paying, it would definitely be over $1,000 for express shipping by air. However, you can also get stuff shipped via sea. So shipping by sea is definitely a much more cost-effective option, but shipping via sea is going to take you a lot longer. So shipping by air is about 1 week, whereas shipping by sea is about 4 weeks. Say I had those 100 hoodies that cost 1,000 plus to ship by air. Shipping it by sea would only cost like $500. And then same thing with the example for 50. Instead of 500 for air, it would be like 250 for sea. So I personally have been moving all of my bulk orders to shipping by sea because it's just so much money to be saved there, because that price just adds up so quickly, and it's only an extra 3 weeks. It's not that bad. So if you can do shipping by sea, definitely recommend it. But a lot of the times, you need that product in ASAP, and you don't have an extra 3 weeks to wait. But if you want to have really healthy profit margins on your products, you definitely are going to want to get into shipping by sea. Okay, next one, how to get free samples. So samples are expensive as shit. They are going to cost you probably at the lowest like $50, but I would say on average $100 to $200. It depends on the piece, and it depends how complex it is and how much customization, all of that. But generally $100 to $200, maybe $50 at the lowest. But there are ways that you can get these samples for free. So if you take someone like me, for example, who has a clothing brand and has a bunch, I've made, I don't know how many samples, but at least like 50 plus samples before. So already right there, that's $5,000 if it's $100 per sample. But most samples are going to be way more than $100. Like, you also have to pay another $30 to $50 for the shipping to get it shipped to you. So on average, I would say a sample is $150 to $200. And so those prices add up very significantly over time. So if you can be saving that money and getting free samples, you definitely should take advantage of it. And here is how you do that. So there are a couple ways to get free samples. The first way is going to be placing the bulk order directly instead of ordering a sample first. So let's say I have a hoodie design that I want to get made. Instead of ordering a sample first and spending $150 on it, I could put that bulk deposit down, maybe that 30% like I talked about earlier, spend $1,000 and get a free sample. And then they will also probably make it quicker. A lot of manufacturers will have that incentive. If you place the bulk deposit earlier, they'll give you the free pre-production sample, and they will be able to make it like 2 to 3 days faster or something. So I literally just did this yesterday. So I placed a bulk order directly. I haven't gotten a sample with this manufacturer yet. I just placed the bulk order directly, and they're making a pre-production sample. And the sample was going to be like $250. So if I can save $250, that shit adds up. All right, so the second way to get free samples is if you order a sample with a company. Let's say you order that sample, $200. Once you place the bulk order, some manufacturers will refund the sample cost. However, most of the time it's at a specific minimum order quantity. So a lot of manufacturers will only refund the sample fee if you place over 200 pieces or 300 or 500, or one even told me 5,000. And that just depends per manufacturer. But unless you're ordering like 200 plus pieces, they probably are not going to refund the sample. But some of them do. My knitwear manufacturer will refund the sample for me if I place an order of 100 pieces or more. But I've never found one that will refund the sample fee for anything less than 100 pieces. Okay, last tip and gem for you guys. So when you order bulk, the price is going to be heavily discounted the more pieces that you order. Sure, some of you guys know this already, but when you order more pieces, so the higher quantity of bulk you order, the cheaper it's going to be. And those bulk discounts, it gets pretty big of a discount. Okay, so for example, let's say you are ordering a pair of pants, it costs $40 for 50 pieces. If you instead order 100 pieces, it might go down to $36 a piece. And if you ordered 200 pieces, the price might go down to $28 a piece. If you ordered 1,000, the price might even go as low as $18 a piece. So every single manufacturer you will work with will have these bulk discounts. If it's your first bulk order, I definitely would recommend to do 50 pieces. I just think 50 pieces is like hard enough to sell when you're starting out. So having 100 pieces might be a little bit too much, but if you are feeling a little bit ambitious, I would definitely do 100 because you can save like anywhere from like $2 to $5 probably per piece, and that adds up. Obviously, if that's 100 pieces, that's $200 to $500. So me personally, I only order 100 pieces or higher. Just at the point that I'm at now, I'm like 50 pieces. I know that I can sell more than 50 pieces now, but also it's just because of those price discounts, it just seems silly to me to order less. But that's because I've been doing this for 3.5 years. If you're just starting, I would recommend 50 because, like I said, 100's probably going to be too much. Some other methods that you could do to find manufacturers, there's a couple different ways you could do it. The Alibaba method is definitely the best. I would just do that. I guess the only reason that I wouldn't use a Alibaba manufacturer is if I was doing like screen printed t-shirts or hoodies or something that was not a cut and sew garment. Because if I was doing just regular screen prints, I could just get that made in the US where I'm from, and I could get it made in my city even, and then just go pick it up and not pay those crazy shipping fees. So a couple other ways you can do it is just literally a simple Google search. Just look up like custom screen printed hoodies near me, and there would be a bunch of different print shops that would come up. Even if I wanted cut and sew in the US, I could just say cut and sew USA, cut and sew manufacturer, low MLQ. Results would come up. People forget that Google is a search engine. You can literally look up anything and get good results. There's also a website called Makers Row. That is a website for finding US manufacturers. So you'll just make an account and then you can search up manufacturers pretty much the same way that Alibaba is. This is just another method that you can use. So if you are looking for a US-based manufacturer, I would use makersrow.com. Now, there's this other thing which is called what is it called? It's kind of like an agency, like a manufacturing agency almost. So it's like an all-in-one brand platform / agency. These are things that exist. So one of them that I know is called Deepware. That is deepware.info. And then there's another one called Pietra, which is pietrastudio.com. So let me just show you guys these websites. Okay, boom, here we go. Makers Row. See, so you gotta make an account. I've used this before. I'm not about to sign in, but I don't know. It's pretty chill. See, it's like kind of similar to Alibaba. Again, if you need a US manufacturer, I'd use this. Here we got Deepware. This is like one of those agency people. So they have different services: manufacturing, sourcing, buying, design, etc. So a fashion agency. If you're working with a fashion agency like this, basically they can help you with just the entire process. So that's going to be the same thing as Pietra here. Okay, so here we are on Pietra. This is a all-in-one agency for your brand. So they do pretty much everything, I think. So what they offer: create custom products, print on demand, custom packaging, design studio, fulfillment even. They also do like email list and other cool shit. But yeah, they pretty much do everything for you, and they will find the manufacturers for you, I believe, and they can even create the designs for you. So if you don't want to go through the hassle of finding a manufacturer yourself and talking to them and doing all that stuff, and you just want somebody professional to do it for you, either one of these I think would be good options. I've never used them before personally, but I know that they exist, and seems like a pretty good option, and they got a lot of brands that they've worked with before. So okay, now there are just so many gems for you guys. You're welcome. So like I said earlier, I just released a manufacturing list. I've literally been working on it since I started my brand. I knew it would be valuable one day, so I've been saving manufacturers, and then in the past 5 to 6 months. I've been working on it like pretty much every day, just researching and talking to manufacturers. Like, I am not kidding. I've literally spent 300 plus hours working on this list just to literally make it as good as possible. Just everything I do, I gotta do it as good as possible. So this list is like just so fire. It's crazy. 35 pages of manufacturers. It's got even more tips and advice than this video does. It has every single one of my personal manufacturers that I've ever worked with. I mean, the ones that were good, at least. So there's about 15, I think, of my personal manufacturers on this list. And then there's another like 45 manufacturers that I have researched super in depth. I've talked to them, gotten quotes from them, or they are recommendations from other brand owners that I know. Basically, just a whole list of just qualified and really good manufacturers. And then on top of that, there's also like 30 blank suppliers on there. There's manufacturers for hoodies, for pants, for jewelry, shoes even. I think 4 shoe manufacturers on there. Belts, stickers, bags, packaging, knitwear, everything. So anyways, it is available now, and if you guys don't want to go through the hassle of doing it yourself, definitely pick up that list. It will save you so much time and a lot of money. Like I said before, I lost like $4,000 working with a manufacturer that messed up an entire bulk order. And when I say messed up, it was fucked. Like, the hoodies were literally falling apart. My customers got them and they would put it on and there would be holes just all over. Like, holes would just start coming out as soon as they put it on. I still have no idea what happened. I'm pretty sure, like, I swear it was like a chemical reaction or something that caused the fabric to literally disintegrate. But anyways, what I'm saying is, if you guys just don't want to go through the hassle of trying it out, you can just get the list and then have all of those qualified manufacturers, and you won't have to deal with any stuff like that. So I think the list is going to be like $dollars, just because it is so much information and I could not price it anything lower. Like, it's just that good. But I think I will have it up for $99 for the first week. So hopefully you're watching this and it's not been a full week yet and you can still go get the list for $99. Not just because I wanted to give you guys a good deal, but I just can't price it at $99 because it's way too low for this list. So you know what to do. So, more exciting news is that I am actually launching my one-on-one mentorship very soon, in the next 2 to 3, maybe 4 weeks. So that's going to be a one-on-one mentorship where I'm going to help you guys scale your brands up, hit 6 figures, hit 10K a month, whatever your goals are, or maybe you just need help with branding and design. So it's only going to be 5 to 10 people because I really just want to make sure that I can get you guys really just insane results. But yeah, I am so hyped to work with you guys and help scale your brands. If you're interested, click the link in the description to fill out the form. And if you're one of those 5 to 10 people, we are going to run that shit up. Anyways, I've been filming this video for like 3 hours, so I hope it's been very valuable. Just gave you guys literally everything I've learned, almost everything. The other stuff is in the manufacturing list. But yeah, I really hope this has been a valuable tutorial for you guys. And if you're still watching this far into the video, then I seriously appreciate it so much. And if you did get some value from it, make sure you guys like this video and subscribe to the channel. And last thing, if you guys are going to DM me on Instagram, you guys need to at least be following me. I get people asking me for questions, asking who my manufacturer is, and they don't even follow me. That's just crazy. I'm not going to respond if you don't even follow me. Anyways, make sure you guys follow the IG, follow the brand's IG, and I'll see you guys in the next vid. Peace.